we're looking at who pays what in a tenancy agreement. We commonly get questions from both landlords and tenants about who's responsible for water, who's responsible for solar power, even garden maintenance, pool maintenance. So we're going to touch on some of those issues and have a good look at who's responsible for what in the tenancy agreement. When setting up the tenancy agreement, the question of water always needs to be completed. The general rule is that tenants will be asked to pay for both supply and usage. The one part that can't be passed on to the tenant is the sewer charges. The bill goes directly to the landlord, or they can send it to the agent. They then pay the bill, and in turn, the tenant is billed for their supply and usage charges. More commonly, we're often asked about how we can charge tenants for solar power. Often as people move out of their own properties and they've had solar installed, they want to still reap the benefits of their investment, and also of course the tenant will need power. It's a bit of a tricky situation and there are several different ways to tackle it. One is to place the electricity bill in the name of the tenant, or in some instances the landlord does ask whether they can bill the tenant for their usage of electricity. If there's a pool on the property, it's definitely worth considering professional pool maintenance, and this is something as an agency we can organise on your behalf. As a tenant, there's nothing worse than wanting to go for a swim when the water's as green as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle slime. So what we do recommend is allow the agent to do the hard work and organise the pool maintenance guy to come on a regular basis, and we ask the tenant to make a week-by-week contribution so that their rent covers pool maintenance. Garden maintenance is the responsibility of the tenant. However, in some larger gardens, it is hard to maintain. So this is where we may recommend organising regular garden maintenance. That will help you do the really tough jobs and make sure that the garden remains in tip-top shape. For the landlord, this can also be a relief, as often landlords hand over their own family property that they've spent many years building, and they like to keep that property in great condition. As a professional real estate agency, we take the time to ask landlords what's important to them and what's unique about their property. Then, when we start management, we can make sure that all the finer things are covered and all the maintenance is taken care of to ensure that your property reaps maximum return.